Yay! Hi,
Hi.
it's Woof. What a mouthful, episode 2. Welcome to our first Marvel episode. I am Whitney, and our first episode, I realized that I touch my hair and face a lot. I'm going to try and stop doing that because cringe. What about you, Taylor? What did you learn?
Uh, I'm Taylor, and I realize Zoom has gallery mode, and I'm not going to laugh as much at the end of every statement. That is a nervous tick. Welcome to our show, episode 2.
This is our first Marvel episode. That being said, spoilers ahead.
Please join us in that dance if you feel the urge on your couch or wherever you're watching this.
We won't tell people if you're drunk. I might
Exactly.
be drunk.
You might not. Well, I'm not, but that would probably be a sight to see if I was. I'd probably just sleep.
Be the one episode I'd carry alone.
Whereas Taylor, it's just like a cardboard cutout of me.
Yeah, it's just a still. All right, this has gotten off to a weird start. Please take us into everything. Get us started. Get us out of this hole.
As you all might know, Marvel is a humongous universe of awesome. So that being said, we're not going to just try to cram it all into one episode. There are going to be at least 2 parts of this and probably several more sprinkled in down the line. But for now, this is our very first one. And Whit, want to take it from here, Captain Marvel? I love your shirt.
Yeah. I'm a little biased. Actually, I'll bring up our Instagram now instead of waiting until the end. We are at Wolf What a Mouthful on Instagram, and our post this morning, we record on Wednesdays, by the way. At least we aim to record on Wednesdays, so you guys have something to watch or put on the background on Saturdays. The caption for it was Excelsior, and that is Stan Lee's mantra, and it means ever upward. Stan Lee, of course, was one of the prominent writers, publishers, and editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics. So thank you, Stan Lee, for all your great things. You've probably seen him in a lot of Marvel films too. He makes a cameo in, I believe, every Marvel film between Iron Man 1 from 2008 up to Endgame was his last one in 2019. Yeah, 2019, I believe. I'll look that up.
One of the best parts of that time span you just named of Marvel films is Stan Lee going to be in this one. So
I love it. I absolutely loved it. So speaking of, why do we love it? For one, I love the elaborate storylines. I love the tie-ins, and Stan Lee being one of those, like coming into play, as you just said, Taylor, he just pops into every single film, and it's one of those great things about them. I love stories that just spider web and they end up coming back together at the end of everything. That gets my heart racing. I love that stuff. The characters, the stories in and of themselves, and they're just, their artwork in any format.
It's really clever artwork too.
Yeah.
Ooh, I liked that. Throwing it to me. The different worlds you're transported to, basically. I really like our world that we live in, but sadly, none of this superhero stuff really exists in the way that it does in Marvel. So getting to be transported into all these different worlds, and like Whitney was just saying, how a lot of the stories intertwine and the spiderweb effect, and it's a really place to travel to while watching as a fan. So it's very much appreciated. So thanks, Marvel.
Yeah, big time. Oh, by the way, I don't think we mentioned at the start of this episode is going to be tailored to just the films right now. We're not going to talk about X-Men or Deadpool or the previous Spider-Man films or the new Marvel shows that are going to be airing on Disney Plus. So that it's too much to cram into one episode. We'll come back eventually to the others.
Yeah. So for me, just thinking of what introduced us to the fandom, for me personally, I was aware of different movies being out because they were in theaters, but I didn't get as immersed in everything until I started working at Universal, specifically at Marvel, where I was surrounded literally by people who lived and breathed the comics and also were pals or buds with certain superheroes or villains. And it was just really cool to realize, wow, this is a whole nother rabbit hole I've never even realized was here for me to dive into. And it was really, really nice. So very happy because Tom Hiddleston's in this rabbit hole. Anyway, Whit, your turn.
That was one of the first things I think you and I bonded about in the Marvel realm was Tom Hiddleston. I know the man's getting his own show, but we're not going to talk about that this episode. I knew about the comics growing up. I read them a little bit, but not to the extent of like, the Potter books were a religion once I got into those. Same thing when I moved to Orlando and really got into everything there and was in entertainment and became friends with certain individuals down there. I really got into them once I realized like, oh, that's right. This character ties in with this, that character, but that one's from this. It just, again, the spiderweb thing really got to me. The fact that, you get Spider-Man in there too. It's just, that was a bad joke. Sorry.
No joke is a bad joke.
Well, getting into it though, since you played in the parks and you said you got introduced to it that way, what was the first film that you saw? My cat's running.
I would love to say I remember the exact film at the drop of a hat, but I'm pretty sure it was Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Oh, that Jason get into with that. Oh, it's so gross.
And I forget the actor's name who played the Goblin.
Oh, Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, thank you. And I just remember thinking he was so perfect for that because I was so skeezed out by him. But looking at the role, it was just like, you know what, dude, you do that thing. I realize this isn't Marvel, but we were watching in chunks the Justice League movie. And I hadn't seen Aquaman. So seeing him in the role, I was like, it's the Goblin underwater. That's not how this works. So that's how my brain relates to everything. But yeah, what was your first film that you remember relating to Marvel?
It has to be the trilogy of X-Men that Hugh Jackman was introduced in. So X-Men 2, X-Men 3 that were done around like the mid to late 90s. Those I remember watching, but I'm going to get such flack from this. And I know the few people I'm going to get wagged fingers at from, I didn't know at that time that X-Men was part of the Marvel Universe. Be gentle.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, it got me into it. And then Spider-Man was soon to follow because we didn't really have a whole lot past that. And it gained momentum. And then, of course, we get Robert Downey Jr. to bring in the Iron Man, the age of the Marvel Cinematic Universe in 2008. And that was just, oh my God, that was it. That was it. I think the first film within the MCU that I saw was not Iron Man, actually. It was either Thor or Captain America, the first Captain America, the first Avenger, which I know that's your favorite, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. I love so many of them. I don't really have one where I'm like, ew, gross. I don't want to watch this. But yeah, Captain America. First Avenger, man, it is just something so pure about him, and then Peggy Carter and just how that whole story plays out. And the special effects also in the beginning blew my mind because I knew Chris Evans wasn't this big around, and it just was insane how it worked out. And just the
body, we're not talking about other things. He had a recent flub on the internet. That's not what we're talking about.
Oh my gosh,
get your heads out the gutters. Get your heads out the gutters.
Captain, I'm sorry. The internet's a beautiful and scary place all at the same time. Thanks for watching our show on the internet. But Thor is so good too, right? there are so many great options in Marvel. And we would love to hear if any of you want to comment below or message us on Instagram what your first Marvel film was, or what your favorite is, or what you're looking forward to most, because we really love having these conversations, obviously, and we'd like to include you in them as well.
Oh God, yeah. You and I have talked about this stuff multiple times over the years. Did you know, I saw this, I've seen it before, but I saw it earlier today, specifically on another video, that the part in Captain America where Peggy like reaches up after his transformation, she lightly like taps his chest.
Mm-hmm.
That was not scripted.
Oh, I love stuff like that.
That was the actress. And I don't want to butcher her name. I think I know it, but I don't want to misquote it. So
Yep.
I'll skip over that. That was the first filming day she had been around him and been that close to him, that when all of that was, I mean, the man's oiled up in front of her and they're acting and all that. She said, I couldn't contain myself. I had to reach up and just touch him. So
insane. I would be friends with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Me too.
It says Haley Apple.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was gonna say too, but I was like, I don't know.
Trust your gut.
My favorite is a much more recent one. Thor Ragnarok holds my heart simply for the rewatch value. Thor's character arc, from being so serious and trying to claim his birthright, and then going into that insanity in Ragnarok with Hulk and Loki. It's just, I love that one. That one, again, that one for the rewatch value is my favorite. My favorite origin story, I'm sorry, folks, it's got to be Doctor Strange. That movie made such an impression on me. I don't get motion sick ever. And I went to see that movie and I had to close my eyes at one point. Yeah. But Benedict Cumberbatch blew my mind. I thought he was an excellent cast. Tilda Swinton is fantastic. I know a lot of people were kind of up in arms. Shouldn't play the ancient one. I don't care. She was great. It was a good casting choice. And Rachel McAdams.
I love her.
Come on. Between Benedict Cumberbatch and Rachel Adams, it's like, you know, the next iteration of the Mummy for some of us. It's just like there's eye on both sides of the screen. It's just so great. That one I will happily go back and rewatch. The scene.
We're in the same city next time, please. Like that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Jump here.
I had a real moment of, can we watch that together? I want a movie night.
No, we can do that. Please. I've like Marvel marathons. Let's do it. And if y'all can hear my cat doorbell over here, just give a moment of silence, shall we?
Captain Marvel. Is it really
a working?
You knew right.
Working. Oh my God. Okay. So we've talked about movies. Segue us at where are we going? What are we doing?
Segue us out of movies. Da, 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 da. Rewatching films on Disney Plus. Oh my gosh. Disney Plus, you guys. WandaVision. I loved that so much. And we binged it in a day. So we waited for everything to be done. In the first 2 episodes, like everybody had said, it was like, what's going on? But it was so cute. I didn't care that I didn't fully understand what was happening, because they just did such a great job at making you feel like you were in that certain time period that they were portraying. Mm-hmm. And then just getting her backstory that way more, and just like kind of getting to, as terrible as it sounds, like get in there and feel her pain and why this happened, and then how she became and I forget the actor.
She had the opportunity to grieve.
Yes. And like, you really think about how much she did. And she just kept hitting wall after wall after wall of heartache and crap and stuff that most people wouldn't be able to come back from. And she is still going up against Thanos like a bad bitch. Like I realize that's not in WandaVision, but just thinking of her as a whole character, it's really impressive. And I'm very happy they did a whole series on her, and I'm excited to see what else we see of the beautiful Scarlet Witch.
Did you see or read where Kevin Feige actually came out and said that in one-on-one she could have beaten Thanos? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, wow, her, Captain Marvel, good girls in this universe. I love it. That as well. We can go back and talk about like specific like favorite moments in the MCU. And whatever next episode, or even a third one on top of that if you want to, but that's one of my favorites, where all of the females come together, and
so excited.
I love that. But it's all like a protect Peter Parker moment too, like save the child and
this is our adorable baby,
protect him at all costs.
He's
but yeah, so Disney Plus, go binge watch every Marvel film that's on there. Go and watch the TV shows that are on there. Right now it is, what do we have on there? WandaVision, which is, like you said, you watched it in a day. It's an easy watch. The majority of the episodes are like, what, 26 to like 40 minutes tops.
And some of them have at the end credit stuff to watch. So be sure you.
Yes. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them have an end credit scene. I realize that the credits are very long, but it just because these are TV shows does not mean that less people are working on these things.
From experience.
Yes, I know. And Winter Soldier and Falcon. I am in the film and television industry here in Atlanta. And I was fortunate enough to have my first Marvel job on Winter Soldier and Falcon, or the Falcon and Winter Soldier, however you want to call it. We called it tag team.
I got so excited. Something fell off my shelf. Sorry. I'm happy danced too hard for you.
So y'all give those people some respect. At least play out all of those credits. Yes, it's like 7 minutes. Play them all out at least one episode. And WandaVision was also filmed here in Georgia. A lot of the Marvel movies over the past, almost full decade have been filmed here in Atlanta. And I think the first one that filmed here was the first Ant-Man film. And since then, it may not be the entirety of every film, but I think the majority of the MCU films have had some part played here in Atlanta. Really and for all you Atlanta natives, you all can watch the scenes and go, oh, that's Croc Street Tunnel, or that's the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which now is the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Anyway,
really cool.
But yeah, aside from geeking out at work, I've been doing some cosplay. So as our Instagram showed up, I wanted to jump on that trend of cosplayer, character, and cosplay itself. I've been doing cosplay for about, the majority of my life. I just didn't realize there was actually a title for it until like 5 or 6 years ago. So you guys saw last episode, I pointed out there's Captain Marvel photo on my wall. I have cosplayed her for a few years now, and she's my favorite. That suit, however, hot as hell, which I know you've experienced working in the parks, being friends with certain people. Was yours? Jeez. Okay. My watch decided to talk. Here's what I found. I didn't ask you a question.
I was listening.
How did the rogue suit breathe for you?
It didn't.
You didn't?
Do you want to know what they call the suit underneath the suit to be sure you don't have any certain lines from any undergarments you may have, or just making sure everything's smooth?
I assume it's not something as simplistic as just body sock.
Oh, no. A real way to make somebody feel confident about themselves is to hand a girl about to play a badass superhero. Here's your sausage suit. What?
What?
Is
Are you serious?
Is there a cat talking?
No, I'm talking to you.
Oh, wait, do it again. Do it again. 1, 2, 3. Hi.
Are you serious? Is that how it happens?
I'm serious.
Oh,
and I was like, oh. Totally forgot that you could lift it aside. Yeah, so it definitely worked, but you had to peel the layers off because no matter how you cut it, I mean, it's Florida. Even on a day that's only 80, it's many layers. That gal wore 2 suits, basically. The spats that looked like boots, the trench coat jacket, the gloves.
Yeah, that's insane that they gave you that trench coat jacket in Florida.
And
if it looked good.
Yeah, it looked really cool. But the
Really good.
and the hair that that character wore was not obviously natural hair. So that was like wearing a hat heat-wise. So it kept it on. Fun story. You always knew which rogue coat I got to use because we had to ride motorcycles out on set. And I may have not realized that the back side of my coat got on the really hot portion of the bike, and there may have been a hole in the back. Hi, I'm Taylor.
An exhaust pipe burn in the back.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's me. So it's fine.
Okay, question for you. Because in looking for a character photo to post with your Instagram picture, what do you know what or when her hair changed? Because I noticed originally she's got the very full, like wonderful, like 80s hair, but she's also got that cute little like bolero jacket, and then it goes to the sleek look with the long trench coat.
Yeah, so 2010 is when I first got over there, and it was the curly hair crop top jacket, not the same bodysuit, but basically the same bodysuit, just as thinner material. But that sausage suit was the same, and the gloves and the spats were the same. I want to say it was 2011 or 2012, because they had to take us to get our actual motorcycle license at the DMV and do like the whole training course and stuff just to ride special bikes from backstage to on stage, which I look like a badass on my license. I will never drive a motorcycle in the real world. I technically could. But even since that time period where that sleek hair changed, her hairstyle has been upgraded, and it's flowier. It's still long, but it's kind of more off. And it doesn't look as like, I hate to say it, but it doesn't look as like sewn in, if that makes sense. It's more of a natural.
Yeah, I mean, you got that part right down the middle that's kind of difficult to hide.
He may have backstage flipped her hair on backwards and put her glasses over it and started doing the Addams Family theme in the break room, but I'm not going to name names.
We do not work for the parks anymore. We haven't for a long time. And
hopefully children aren't watching this. I always click that button. This is not for kids to spoil anything, but yeah.
Uncle Roger.
And I will only ever mention things that involve me. I will never talk about somebody else. I will never talk about like super duper, like, please don't say the secrets, which I don't know any. Especially now, it's changed so much after, gosh, I've been gone for 6 years. Yeah.
You've been gone that long?
Yeah.
Lord.
Well, from my main contract, that ended in 2015. And then 2016 is when I was no longer able to keep the seasonal status. So it's been 6 years.
Dang, it's 2025.
Is that math right? I think it is.
I didn't go to school for math.
I draw things. I make sets beautiful.
I draw things. I make things pretty. I don't do math. Well, I mean, yeah, it has to be roughly. I moved away almost 10 years ago. Rose,
are you serious?
That's on there now.
I don't like that.
Yeah. 2012 is when I moved. October 4th of 2012.
Well, that's
That does not
disgusting.
feel like it was that long ago. It really
I'm
doesn't.
really happy for the life and career that you have, but that's gross that it's
Yeah.
been that long since you've left. Blech.
Speaking of gross, we talked about your costume and that Captain Marvel suit that I have on. That sucker is in two parts, not including the boots.
Oh, it's
It
two.
is, yeah, it's two pieces. You'd
That's
never
smart.
know it. And
That's
you
smart.
essentially have to become one with both of them in order to get them on. And so the suit itself is in the photograph on Instagram. You can see it just looks like one big, beautiful piece. It is a bodysuit. So everything here at the torso is just like a breathable fabric in the loosest sense of the term possible. But like the arms and everything are decked out in that pleather, and so is the waist. And of course, you've got all your accessories, the bracers and things like that. But then there's a vest that you can unzip that far at the neck before you run into the gold star. And up the back, it's a piece, it's a zipper off to the side. So you have to like,
Oh,
you
no.
have to like dive into it sideways. And there's nowhere it breathes because you got the gloves on, you got the boots on. So the only place that air gets in and out of that sucker is right here at the turtleneck. So we did for Dragon Con. Oh, 2019. You're going to love what we did. 2019 at Dragon Con, which is Atlanta's massive convention here, like MegaCon in Orlando, Comic-Con out in San Diego. I'm now second guessing if that's in San Diego or San Francisco. San Diego. San Diego. I'm going to second guess myself a lot on here. Sorry.
It's okay.
So in 2019, we were fortunate enough to be able to take a photograph, this massive group photo. I'll post it. It was Marvel's 80th birthday, the Saturday that we were there. And we clustered up. There's like 20 Captain Marvel iterations all in our one area. And we're trying to figure out, all of us really, since we're in all these like, faux leather costumes. And it's Georgia heat at the end of August, beginning of September, which is not Florida, but it's still pretty hot.
Yeah.
And there is no shade on these stairs outside this hotel. So we're all standing there. We look like a bunch of chickens, birds, or something. So how do you create airflow in a place that has no airflow? Well, you got pockets in here somewhere. So we're standing there going like this, trying to like pop air up the back to shoot out our necks. And right here, it's just so stupid.
That's awesome. I mean, did it work?
I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, it worked great. But it was one of those, air, don't breathe it in. But and then we'd have to come home. And of course, you can't just readily dry clean those things over a 4-day weekend. And you also can't throw that in the washing machine. So what do? Vodka spray.
So it's just straight vodka, or do you mix it with water too?
Go to your local liquor store and find the cheapest vodka, like that jug that you can get for like $1.35. You bring it home, put it in a squirt bottle, and if you want to dilute it just a little bit with water, yay fun. It's not really gonna do a whole lot. But if you don't want to smell boozy, definitely don't get flavored vodka. Don't do that. I don't know if there's like a sugar or something in it that'll do something weird. Take an essential oil. I put peppermint or spearmint, just 1 or 2 drops in my mixture. So that way it smells minty. And then spray. Like I completely turn my suit inside out. If there's areas that do like actually have to be spot cleaned, I will spot clean based on the material. But that sucker got doused every single day in a full vodka and mint mixture.
That sounds like it smelled lovely afterwards.
It takes away, like, I don't remember the percentage of bacteria. It's something absolutely absurd. Like it almost doesn't sound real. And well, that sucker works. So
I wish I had known that tip when I worked in the parks, because there were certain shoes I couldn't wear socks in.
it was like Rogue just going out there on a bike, boozed up. Just that's all I see.
So don't touch me. Insert Southern accent here. Oh man.
Oh my God.
Remember those Geico pothole commercials? Oh no, your tire's all flat and junk.
Yes.
So that's legitimate. So I went up to an escort who I love him dearly, and I don't want to name his name here if he doesn't want to be named. It's nothing bad, but he's an Alabama boy. And I ran up to him, was like, insert name here. Do I sound authentic or do I sound like I'm the pothole from Geico? And he goes, no, you're good. Go to set.
I know who you're talking about, and I love that interaction.
He's so
Oh my gosh.
yeah, but that vodka and essential oil, that's a wonderful, wonderful tip. It's probably good for stinky shoes too, just in general, like outside of the
Probably. I mean, wash your shoes, but if you can't,
yeah,
there you go. It's an easy fix.
makes your stink.
Yeah. And of course, if there are children under 18 watching this, sorry, children, maybe talk to mom or dad before you go buy alcohol. Talk to mom and dad before you attempt to go buy alcohol. Tell them why and let them do it. This is not geared toward anybody under, dude, I said under 18. You have to be 21 to drink.
In America.
We need to move on. I'm going to get in trouble.
In America. You don't know other places. Yeah, no.
Anyway.
We are only endorsing vodka and essential oils to clean different costumes and not for children to watch this video or follow any of our advice. Go to bed. That was
a picture. Somebody just spraying that vodka into their mouth. I'm cleaning. We need to wrap this up. This is getting absurd.
It's even in the day.
Went off. I don't even know how I turned the timer off. I don't know where we're at.
I think we'll be able to tell how long our days have been the more rambly we get with episodes. So it might just be a funny thing to keep in. Yeah, that's how long we were.
Do you want to do our weekly recommendation?
Yeah, go for it.
Do it. Oh, okay. I'm gonna do it.
Whichever.
Oh, that's right. No, I wrote it down in our notes. It's me. Weekly recommendation, Disney Plus. One of my favorite streaming services. What has not been paid, has not been endorsed. They have not asked us to say this. Disney Plus is great. You got all your Pixar. You have all the Disney movies that you grew up with, all the parents or your parents' movies that they grew up with, plus some. You've got things like Sister Act, Into the Woods. You have Star Wars, you have Marvel, you have everything on there.
There's so many series too, like
the new Marvel series.
Yeah, just Marvel series or any series in general. It just, like you were saying, it has everything all the way back from like what your parents would watch.
Yeah. It's go and watch WandaVision. Go watch Winter Soldier and Falcon, or Falcon and Winter Soldier. I will always mix that up. I'm a Bucky bias.
On the show, you can call it whatever you want.
Yeah. Go watch them, because when we come back in and we talk about the other shows that are coming up, or the ones that are already on, we don't want to spoil anything since they are a little bit newer, but we're not going to promise anything. A lot of things can slip. Also, that being said, Loki is going to be airing on Disney Plus on June 11th. And I'm so excited for you Dragon Con aficionados. In the most recent trailer, when he goes, I recognize this place. All of us are going, I do too. It's the Marriott. And you can actually, it's so iconic, that building. It doesn't matter what all they've added to it. It looks great. But yeah, go Disney Plus. If you don't already have it, find somebody that's got it, become their friend, or just get your own subscription. That sounded, get your own subscription.
Vodka spray.
Vodka spray. But yeah, again, we are on YouTube. We are on Instagram at Wolf with a Mouthful. I am getting slowly closer and closer. It's because my eyesight is really bad.
Hey, show off the eyeliner you got going on.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, that's right. I did that today. And it's not even anymore. That's going to be really gross. Don't watch this on your big screen TVs. Oh dear God. No, I got to back away.
That's the thumbnail photo. Sorry about it.
No.
I won't.
All right. Close this out with some happy. Taylor has a treat for her. She's got a treat for me. I've heard this a couple of times. I still love it. And it's going to be a treat for you guys because it's just absolutely precious. Please just explain this and then do it.
Yay! So the tune will be very familiar because if you have seen the musical, The Book of Mormon, it is to Hello. Not taking credit for the tune, it's just a parody song. Hello, my name is Taylor Lee, and I have an out of this world crush on Loki. Okay, really Tom Hiddleston. But for now, let's say about that frosty Asgardian. Yes, he can get me slightly confused, for I know I should be glad when his side seems to lose, but I can't. I just get really sad, especially when the Hulk uses him like a punching bag. Now back to Tom. I have a bone to pick. You know you got your tailors mixed up when you went with Swift. It's all right. I'll forgive you. It would be hard to ignore a gal who is feeling 22. Now back to me and dreamy Loki. We no longer have the chance to go and tie the knot. It's okay. We'll just add some more chaos to this year. It's fine. COVID, all that crap, it's cool. We don't need to get married. We can just dominate. So now I do present to you this one crazy god and human chick to humor you. Oh, please come on and cheer with me for our hero Loki, and not Swift, but Taylor Lee. Although I do love Taylor Swift. The end.
Yay! It's so cute. I love that so much. And you did that last year, right? Everything, like, it was all amidst COVID when you wrote that.
So the beginning part was actually a couple years ago when I was in an improv group with James Honey. And then things changed in the Marvel Universe and the world. So part of it was rewritten. Like that speaky part is more like, no, COVID happened, blah, blah, blah. But it's been a Loki love child for a couple seasons now, but it's never really gotten the chance to be enjoyed. So I hope you guys enjoy it and get a kick out of it, and also feel the same way. Because I mean, come on, Loki and Tom Hiddleston, hello. But I'm so glad you like it, because you helped me as a soundboard. So it's like, okay, if Whitney gets a kick out of it, and she's a huge fan, it's
yes.
Okay. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yay! Yeah. I'm glad I got to share it.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. That's a great way to close everything out this week. Yeah, so it looks like the fun pattern that we're going to attempt to be carrying out is trying to release on Saturdays. So stay tuned Saturday mornings. What, 9, 11? When was the last one released?
We shot for 11, and then I wound up getting to do it a little bit earlier. So I would just say mid-morning time on Saturday.
Okay, before noon.
Yeah. If any of that changes, we'll of course keep you updated, but that is the goal.
Yay. But you did better with laughing. I don't think I did any better without touching my face.
I have no idea. I also realized I looked up a lot. So I gave the nostril view last episode. So we'll see. We will grow with this channel.
Baby steps, man. Baby steps.
We have the same like gallery view now, at least. So it's not back and forth fighting who's
yeah. And we can do this a lot.
Hi.
So this is hi. All right. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
See you later. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, bye. Excelsior.